Welcome back to Chow Time Pod. It's your host, Red. A video today from Sigma Traits. Why more and more companies are refusing to hire women. Please subscribe them below. I really appreciate that. See that chow. It's chow time. Exactly. Plus, they have to carry heavy shit. Sometimes they're fucking delivering like half a couch and shit.
Why I do not have any women employees. Now, before you rip me apart in the comments, it's not because I don't want to hire women, it's because they don't apply. Me being in this business for almost 10 years, not a single woman has applied for an on-field position. Which I absolutely understand, it's a dangerous job and it comes with a lot of responsibility and a lot of training. Which is kind of strange to me because all of my guys, they're never alone. They're always in groups of 2, 3, or even 4 guys when they're refilling units all day. And they're watching each other's back every second of every shift, every day to make sure that they're okay, so there should be no reason why a woman would have any problem doing the same job.
Yeah, they're not going to do that for us men, so we're going to be in danger. So I see a problem.
Really, the only thing I would worry about if I had a female employee was getting my guys to actually watch their mouth and watch their behavior.
Yeah.
Yes, we're all adult men, but I mean, if you put men in one room together, then we're all just little kids at the end of the day. But yeah, I have it all planned out in case we get a woman technician one day. But yeah, right now I have over 200 applications for field technicians and not a single one is a woman.
I wonder why.
Too many women bring their chaotic relationship drama straight into their careers, treating their jobs like a soap opera. In male-dominated fields like contracting and insurance claims, solving problems with guys means practical discussions and getting things done. Contrast that with dealing with female colleagues in my circles. Expect neglect, unanswered messages, and inevitably having to loop in a male colleague to actually make progress.
Pretty much.
It's tiresome and utterly predictable. Saw a video of a woman getting fired recently. Instead of sympathy, it was a textbook case of self-victimization to excuse lousy work ethics.
And as of today, then we're going to part ways.
I think I'm about to get fired. I've been having some issues with this company for quite a while. I couldn't come into the office today because I had a really bad migraine, and I told her...
Shut the fuck up. A really bad migraine means you can't even get out of bed. Like, it's crippling. That's what a true migraine is. So you had a slight headache, you didn't feel well, and you didn't show up for work.
You know, I can log on later if I'm feeling up to it. I just am not feeling good. Now, all of a sudden, she scheduled a discussion in 10 minutes on Google Meet, and I believe I'm getting fired. I hate.
And to that, I say good riddance. No wonder companies, restaurants, and others are short-staffed. Too many people can't be relied upon to do their jobs.
True.
Imagine having the audacity to tell your boss you'll work only when you feel like it. Typical. And the rest of the video shows major issues in her performance review. It's baffling why some still don't grasp why companies hesitate to hire women. Here she is, using so-called mental health problems as an excuse to slack off, then blaming the company for not catering to her laziness.
Number one, I got asked, what is the accommodation I was asking for? So I have a lot of mental health problems that don't affect my...
Then you shouldn't be working. You should be on a mental health ward or something. If you have that
life,
many.
but they can sometimes. I wake up with panic attacks sometimes. To be honest, they were triggered a lot by this job. And all I was asking for...
Oh, so you never got panic attacks before until this job. So you got anxiety because you had to work?
Was to work from home on certain days that I would have what they like to call a flare-up. It's not eczema, it's a disability. And that would not happen very often, but the more that this job started to break me down, the more that they would happen. And the reason...
What exactly are they making her do that's causing all these panic attacks?
Work?
It's no surprise that for many women who've never worked a day in their lives, the thought of actual work would be panic-inducing. Most of the time, these women aren't even putting in the effort. Take the recent case of a woman fired from her job. Turns out she wasn't doing anything. Shocking, isn't it?
This 38-year-old Sydney woman was fired from her job when her boss tracked her keyboard activity when she was meant to be working from home and found she wasn't working much. Susie Chico had been working at one of the largest insurers in Australia for the last 18 years. But after
18
months of her
years?
missing meetings, being late to tasks, and even the company copping a fine from the regulator because of a document she didn't file, her boss decided to start monitoring her keystroke activity from home. That is, the number of times she presses a key on her keyboard per hour. Without her knowledge, they tracked her activity from October to December. They found she didn't work her rostered hours for 44 days, started late on 47, finished early on 29, and worked 0 hours on 4 days. They presented this to her and ended up dismissing Susie a few months later. Except she took it to the Fair Work Commission saying it was an unfair dismissal. But after hearing all the evidence from the insurance company and not much from Susie proving that she was actually working, the Fair Work Commission decided it wasn't an unfair decision.
This is pathetic because it's not just a pointless cycle. It's a lesson in professional irony. It reaches peak irony when women complain about earning less. Not only do they specialize in avoiding real work, but they also possess a charming entitlement to men's paychecks.
Yep.
Cue the feminists waving the wage gap flag, conveniently ignoring the fact that women either lack skills or choose jobs that pay a fraction of male-dominated fields.
Like, it's so stupid to me. Like, even if I was a basketball player, which I'm not, shocking, and I was up against LeBron James, yeah, I would assume LeBron James is going to get paid more than me. He's better than me in almost all aspects of basketball. This is why those guys get paid more than you ladies. Plus, nobody likes watching you.
Bravo for setting lofty goals. Watch this guy perfectly dismantle this feminist fantasy.
All jobs that run the infrastructure of modern day society are typically run by men, over 90%. So what I'm saying is that the top 10 paying jobs are dominated by men versus the top least paying jobs are dominated by women, because women don't have the same interests as men. Women get paid less because of choice, not because of their gender. Women could go into the same career fields that men do, they choose not to. And this is even more exacerbated by the fact that women dominate college, yet they still earn less. Women go into majors that pay less because of choice. They want to go into social sciences and not STEM. When you actually equate apples to apples, right? All working individuals with the same profession, same career, same education, same experience, etc. Women actually earn more than men.
Okay. Well, why do men have maternity leave?
What? They have paternity leave.
Or whatever, paternity leave.
This is
because you have maternity leave. And you want us to be with... The only reason they gave men paternity leave is because women complained about it. I don't think men actually complained about it. It was women complaining that their husbands couldn't help take care of their kids. I'm almost positive that's why paternity leave became a normalized thing.
why I find it so ironic when some women make noise about the gender pay gap. They've perfected the art of dodging productivity while demanding equal pay. These self-proclaimed feminists conveniently ignore the reality that women often choose less lucrative fields or lack the skills for high-paying jobs dominated by men. The wage gap debate turns into a symphony of cherry-picked facts and misplaced entitlement. Moreover, let's face it, the gender pay gap isn't the bogeyman it once was. Data shows it's shrinking, especially among younger generations.
I'm sure back in the day, like in the early 50s and 60s, yeah, there was a gap. I'm sure there was. You know, women barely joined the workforce. I don't think we were paying them normal wages. But it ain't like
in
that
the
now,
US,
ladies.
women earn around 82 cents for every dollar men make, but simply citing this statistic oversimplifies the issue. Career choices, work hours, and industry segregation are major factors. Unlike STEM or finance, women might disproportionately opt for lower-paying fields like social services or education. Before hoisting the flag of unequal pay, look at the facts. Unfortunately, that's not exactly women's forte. Let's also confront another reality check. While women love to complain about not being hired for technical jobs, they conveniently forget a crucial detail: the lack of female applicants in the first place. The issue with women is their expectation that job offers will magically appear in their inboxes without lifting a finger.
Oh,
this revealing video underscores the irony in their complaints, highlighting the harsh reality that many women avoid applying for these roles altogether. Perhaps it's time for a reality check instead of playing the victim. Encouraging women to enter STEM fields is crucial, but it won't happen if they don't actively pursue these opportunities. So rather than blaming the system, it's time to critically assess one's own choices.
You know, I get the argument that, oh, women were raised this way, that's why they don't go into STEM fields. It's been over 100 years. And all the women that are alive now that are in college or just recently graduated college, has anybody ever told you couldn't do anything different? Has anybody ever told you couldn't do anything different? Is what I'm trying to say. No. So you were raised to be whatever you wanted to be, but you still chose, guess what? A nurse, a teacher. I know a lot of women that chose to be teachers because they like that field. It doesn't make them money, but they like it.
But let's face it, you can't coast through STEM careers by doing nothing. Success in these fields requires effort, which might explain why women seem allergic to such positions. Instead, they prefer to opt for something like this.
If companies can pay women less, why don't they hire all women?
Well, that's a whole nother story.
Really?
I understand your argument, and I understand that you're angry.
I'm not angry.
I can hear it in your voice.
I'm not
Listen to
angry.
your voice.
I'm hearing
Now
my voice and I sound pretty calm.
You have now shifted the quality of your voice, and I thank you for that.
Okay.
And you've just given me a condescending look, and that's another reason why we need feminism. And now I'm done. And thank you so much.
And that's why it's no surprise that companies are increasingly hesitant to hire women. Not only are they unproductive and lazy, but they also pose significant liabilities in the workplace. But try explaining this reality to women.
Me too.
They're quick to take...
See, this one didn't even touch the whole Me Too shit. It's just the work ethics. The work ethics of women. And how much they even want to work in the first place.
Offense or accuse you of disrespect. It's like they're collectively deluded. I cringed hard watching a video where a woman desperately tried to wiggle out of an argument she clearly lost. What's even more amusing is how she likely thought she accomplished something with her pompous exit. It's a classic case of women doing what they do best, finding problems where none exist. And that's it for today on Sigma Traits.
Women have screwed the workplace over in so many different ways. You know, for men to do extra work to cover their side of the work, to Me Too, to changing the whole culture of workplaces. Please subscribe down below. I really appreciate that. I'll catch you guys next time. Ciao.